Welcome to Reread. Today I'm going to go through Rebel Force Renegade, Book 3. It picks up where the last one left off. Luke is about to go on a joyride in a skyhopper or something. And of course X7 has planted a bomb in it. As Luke is joyriding, he senses something in the Force and he jumps off just in time as the little skyhopper or swoop bike or whatever it is explodes. But it still kind of renders him unconscious. He's still alive. X7 is the first to get to him. He's shocked that Luke is still alive. He pinches his nose, covers his mouth to kind of kill him off. But then here come other people too. So it's going to look, suspicious if he's caught smuggling, suffocating Luke. So he lets up, and he's going to get him when he gets to the hospital. But when he gets to the hospital, Luke is gone. What has happened between then? Well, Leia goes to see Luke and says, "Luke, I don't know who's supposed to be, who set you up. It was sabotage." X7 suggests that it was sabotage. And he has planted the detonite, which is like dynamite, I guess. And he's planted some in Han Solo's room and set Han Solo up. Now remember, Han Solo hasn't committed to the rebellion yet. He's kind of on and off. So he is the first suspect. Princess Leia does not believe this at all. She interrogates him. Han's like, "You can't really be serious that I did it." Now, she isn't, but she wants to know who would set Han up. Who hates Han? Usually Han, not many people know him. The people who do love him. So it's all a big mystery here. Now, she goes to tell Luke, "You need to run away." Now, this is after, I'm sorry, I should mention that Chewbacca breaks Han out of prison, and then they take off in the Falcon. They just escape. They run for it because they don't want to deal with any of this. But it makes him look even more suspicious, even though Luke or Leia don't believe he did it. But Leia goes to Luke, explains to Luke as he wakes up what's just happened and that he needs to go into hiding. So Luke goes, "I will, on one condition, you come with me because, I want to make sure you're protected too." So they go ahead and leave. And where did Luke find a nice place to hide out where no one could ever find him? His home on Tatooine. Seriously, that's where he decided to go back. What? And this is where we have another contradiction within the EU if we are including the Marvel comic book series. Now, back when this was written, the Marvel comic book series wasn't officially C canon at that point. But now that it got lifted into C canon, there are still some parts that are, that contradict, and this would be probably one of the biggest ones because Luke, it's his first time back to Tatooine. Well, remember in the comic book series, Return to Tatooine, Luke's already been there. He's met Wendy and Cammy and all his friends. So here he meets them again, Wendy, Cammy, Deke, and someone else named Jackson, who I don't spell with an X because it's Star Wars. But it's these are people that he hasn't seen in forever. They call him Wormy. Princess Leia's like, "Wormy, that's your name?" And he pretends to be a great smuggler, and Princess Leia is his first mate because they can't really say, "Yeah, I blew up the Death Star" and stuff like that, But he gets into a fight with Jackson, someone we've never met before, who's just supposed to be the foil against Luke. He's the negative guy, like, "I hate rebels. Rebels are traitors to the Empire." Biggs was a traitor then if he was a rebel, and of course that, gets Luke all mad, and they go on a T-16 Skyhopper Beggar's Canyon route where you got to thread the needle. It's a really hard turn or hard shortcut you can take to shave off about 5-7 seconds off the trip. And Luke is one of 2 people who've made it. I think Biggs was the other one. But either way, Luke does this. Meanwhile, while he's setting up to race, Jabba, someone goes to see Jabba the Hutt and goes, "Guess what? Luke Skywalker's here." He went, "Why would I care about that name?" He said, "Because he's been hanging around Han Solo." And I'm thinking, wait a minute. Isn't the whole galaxy trying to figure out the name of the person who destroyed the Death Star? That's what Dodonna says. Like the Empire is out there trying to find that information. And we need to keep it quiet of who you are. Yet, this guy, just spy, automatically knows it. And everyone knows it, I guess. I mean, yeah, Jabba has spies everywhere, but this doesn't seem to be a very important spy. Like, Jabba didn't even know if he should entertain him at all, give him his time. But since Luke knows Han, then maybe he wants Luke Skywalker now. So he keeps getting his name wrong. Skyhopper, Sky Star, or whatever. He keeps calling him different names. But he sends Bosk after him. Bosk appears after the two T-16s wreck on the Beggar's Canyon. Bosk is there to kind of take him captive. He and Jackson get taken captive. They have their differences. Jackson thinks, "You think you're better than us because you've left orbit," yada, yada, yada. But when Bosk left the lightsaber on Luke's belt, because he didn't know what it was, Luke ignites the lightsaber. Bosk has his arm and his leg chopped off, but he doesn't care. It doesn't hurt him because he can grow things back. And by the way, this is the Bosk from the Tales of the Bounty Hunters, talking about his religion. When he dies, he'll go to the scorekeeper. Kills will count for his total score to see what his reward will be in the afterlife. So it has all that background into his built into his character in this, which is nice. And of course, Boss is going to go back and chase him down when they go back to. They think they got rid of Boss for good because they chopped off his arm and his leg. He's probably dead now. They go into a cantina, not the Mos Eisley cantina. Luke says that's too busy, so he goes to another cantina in Mos Eisley. But Boss finds him. There's a big firefight, and Luke wins again. And Luke steps over Boss. He's not going to kill him, but he's going to say, "Tell Jabba if he wants Luke Skywalker, then he's got to get him himself." I'm like, you just said your name out loud. This book series basically contradicts itself. In the very beginning, we're told, mum's the word on Luke Skywalker. Don't say Luke Skywalker. They've been keeping the name Skywalker away from everyone. But yet, when he announces in the cantina with all the patrons there, and it's quiet because the firefights just happened. Tell him Luke Skywalker. And everyone goes, Luke Skywalker. Okay, got it. He's here. Wouldn't you want to keep a little bit lower? I know it's your hometown and your friends know your name, but do you want to keep that name a little bit more quiet since people are looking for you? And it's not technically a contradiction, but it kind of goes against the whole purpose is to keep a low profile. Now, yes, this happens before where he can't stand bragging and whatnot, but Leia doesn't chastise him for saying you shouldn't have said your full name in a bar full of strangers. Nothing like that happens, so that's kind of weird. X7 fails to kill Luke twice because, meanwhile, Han Solo is on this adventure where he takes a job. And that's another thing. Jabba's bounty on Han's head, the price fluctuates. Now, that could just be easily explained that some days Jabba really wants him, and some days Jabba says, no, I need that money for something else, and he lowers the bounty. So that could be the case, but it's always like, it's 500,000, no, it's 100,000, no, it's 40,000, no, it's 20,000 now. I mean, it rises and goes up like stock. But Han gets a job where he can pay off Jabba, yes, but of course it's all set up by X7 for, I don't know what the purpose was, but I guess to capture and torture Han to see if he knows the location of Luke. I don't really know, but Han escapes and is hiding in the air ducts, and he hears X7's voice, knowing that he's the traitor. So when X7 somehow realizes that Luke is on Tatooine, he goes there. Han follows him there and takes him out. And X7 goes, well, they'll never believe you. You're the guilty traitor who ran away. And so when Luke and Leia come to get him, Han says, this guy's the traitor. And X7 goes, I'm not the traitor. Look, this is the guy who ran. This is the guy who had the detonator in his. Who are you going to trust? And they went, Han. And he goes, what? And so he gets outed, but he escapes because X7, of course, is going to live to fight another day. Overall, I guess it's fine. I think Ferris is in it for 1 minute. He's in like one chapter, and he doesn't ruin the book. So he's just there saying what he's doing at the moment. And it's funny because these books don't have an about the author anywhere. You look at some of these other books, they have about the author. So, and there's no interviews with Alex Wheeler because Jude Watson was busy that day. I'm just saying. All right, folks, I'm just going to stop talking about it there. The series is okay right now. I'm still holding out to hopefully, I think I'm figuring out why it didn't make my top 5. It still has a chance because it's not bad, but just a few things like Luke yelling out in the cantina that his name is Luke Skywalker, and the whole time Leia saying, be careful who you share that information with, just the name. Not saying I killed the Death Star, but just Luke Skywalker, keep it down. And she didn't even if she had chastised him, that'd have been okay, but she didn't, and she was right there with him. I don't know. Am I being nitpicky? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you next time.